So, um, so today I have a little bit of housekeeping. Then I want to talk about this word egregore that some of y'all may have not heard, but it's a really good word for, I'm always saying like demon, belief, thought, spell, curse, um, energy, spell. These are all basically the same things. And egregore is a word for this. It's an, um, an energetic pattern, let's say. But I want to talk about the colonizer egregore. Hi, back at you. Cool, thanks. Hey, Max and Alex. So I want to talk about that. Then I want to talk about this one cult to rule them all. And on my website or on my Substack, on my main page of my Substack, I put just like a very initial write up that I'm going to read. Um, so if anybody wants to pull it up, of like the truths and the purpose and all of this of creating this new it really is like a confederacy. I think of it like the Iroquois Confederacy, right? Where supposedly our founding documents here in the US, which are colonizer egregore documents, but originally it was basically the I think it was called the Great Peace Plan, that the women leaders, the real leaders of these native lands, came together and created a document that created peace between these tribes, and the women had representatives who were men who would go to these meetings, and then it was really one of the first sort of democratic um, in modern era documents. Um, and I would need a resident gnome to dive deeper into that, but um, the what I want to what we want to create is this new confederacy, that to be an alternative to the one world government, basically, that we all are subject to and enslaved by. I'm going to talk about that, but you can pull that document up, and then I want to open it for conversation, because just like Friday with the kindreds, the whole idea here, and I want to keep stressing this, because it can look like, it's like I started this thing. I'm the one you see the most, um, but I'm just the I'm just the hobbit that is like, here. What do you think? and um, and and sort of in the same way of the Lord of the Rings, it's like the Hobbit. It's like everybody just sort of assembles around the one who is determined to bring the ring to Mordor, right? Is determined to create a new world, and I'm completely determined. Um, I won't I won't stop. I won't stop doing what I'm doing. They'll have to lock me up. um, and y'all are starting to show up, where you have the same readiness for building free structures, free systems. Um, and I think of the kindreds as the same. That this is just I'm just like, here's my initial. It's like my initial entry into the potluck. It's like, here's the potluck, and I'm like, I bring the stew, and then somebody brings the dessert. Somebody brings, and sure enough, we have this meal, this gathering, this celebration, this meeting of kindred spirits. And so the the invitation with the kindreds is to, in the comments of that post, for now, tell us what you're discovering. Start to build this field guide with us. We are all co-writing this thing, which is to say, we're all this one mind, this one body, each of us different channels for different angles on these truths that are universal truths. They're not my truths. They're not a belief system. They have nothing to do with religion or faith of any kind. They're just what we see as true. And I'm one reflection, and then everybody starts to reflect that light from different angles. So this church idea is just that. It's the same as the kindreds. It's an offering from me, and then I want to know what your thoughts are about it. Um, so I want, it's like, in the end, when the world is free, when we have redistribution of resources. Everybody knows who their kindred is. Everybody's healed and healing, and we're truly one people living as one, and one Earth, oneness. Oneness is known. You would never know I was the one that started this thing, like, because it's a hierarchy. We're all evenly distributed players in this game where everybody wins. So this document is like, here, what do you think? And then we'll build it together. So speaking of which, hi Al, hi Colin, hi Sherry, hi Peter. I just can't. I'm just compulsively have to say hi to everybody. I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't. Hi Doc Smith. Good. Um, okay, so this is just think of it as an open conversation. And right now, part of the housekeeping is let's talk in the comments for the kindreds. Let's talk in the comments for this church idea. Let's just start exchanging there. What we really need is this bigger platform. What we really need is a whole new network. But I think that it's the easiest to just start exchanging in this way now. The chat functions on my page are great, but it's not great for posting documents and you know yeah, I'm still so I'm still asking for your help in a way to sort of know what the next step is. For now, it's like, here's the kindreds, what do you say in the comments? And let's keep sharing. Here's the church idea, what do you say in the comments and here on the live streams? But what we really need is a place to storehouse this stuff, to start to build this new platform, the network, and that everything's well organized. Krista created a beautiful spreadsheet. I'll post that spreadsheet for the kindreds. But we need like working documents for all of us. So my first housekeeping invitation is for some of y'all gnomes who are good archivists, who are good organizers, who have ideas for like how to start organizing what's going to be these collaborative documents and collaborative, videos, like obviously the ones where I've had Miriam on and Lucy on and Claudia on, but I can foresee us having maybe it's a Zoom meeting to start, maybe it's a live stream like this with like 5 other people, and we're talking the kindreds, or we're having a live council meeting about the church documents, right? And then where does that go? How is that archived? This is the question. Then the idea we've had is to create a new PBS Substack, and then have posts where we can all kind of interact, and maybe we all have the sign in, but that's kind of cumbersome. So it's an open question. I'm asking you to brainstorm with me. I'm also asking you, and so feel free to, we'll have this conversation after I present the church thing, but DM me, um, say something in the comments, like, let's get to know each other and just think of this. This is our build. We are building this field guide. We are building this new PBS of all things healing, all things living from fulfillment. We are building this potentially new church, or the one called to rule them all, that we can all be members of and redistribute resources from. I really want y'all to see yourselves as in it with me. And speaking of which, every weekend, I swear every weekend I'm like, I'm going to make clips this weekend. This is the weekend where I'm going to like do some marketing, and I'm going to put some stuff together, and I'm going to, but I never, ever feel like doing it. Like, Substack is great and it generates like 4 to 5 clips per live stream. But for like the 4-hour live stream on Friday, I had 4 clips and I only liked 2 of them. And so I posted those, or one of them maybe. But I like it. I can go in and I can edit and I can do all these things, but I don't want to do it. I just have already moved on, and it's boring for me and so slow for me. It's not my fulfillment. So I know how life works, which is that's someone else's fulfillment, which is to really dive deep in the material. I'm guessing it's someone who's an elf or a gnome, where you have that air element and mental element, and you really love either the deep dive into the material, and then to glean the memes and and make memes and make um, clips that are educational, that people see a clip of Claudia and I talking, and she says this incredible thing, and and then we send it everywhere, and it becomes viral or whatever. Um, I just don't want to do it. So I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you to be my editor, to be our editor and our producer. Anybody who has that, and I want to do it from a gift economy ethic, so to speak, right? Where I'm giving 7 to 10 hours of a week away. This is all free for me, right? And somebody who's an editor or producer, I would probably be just like 2 to 3 hours a week to do this, to create clips, to promote it, to send it, um, to do this. So if you know anybody, a young person, somebody who has some time on their hands and would really enjoy it, the key is it's got to be fulfilling. It's got to be what somebody wants to do. And this is fulfilling for me. The interaction, the ideas. I want to just like have my ideas, make my crafts, and then and then you all distribute it and utilize it and share it, etc. So that's my request. Hi, welcome everybody who's coming in. Appreciate you. Okay, so men's group still assembling. Slowly but surely. It's going to be, I think, this Thursday or Friday. Y'all are still deciding on that. So talk to Randolph. You can find him you can find him here. You can find him Randolph Proksch in the chat group, the men's group chat on my page. You can DM him. But you guys are going to have a Zoom meeting. You're all ready to go. This weekend, I met Lynn, who's going to be coming on. Is it next Thursday? Lynn is an incredible healer. She works with forest portals, and she's been a Feldenkrais practitioner. She does women's retreats in the woods and gets downloads from trees and all kinds of things. She's a brilliant elf. I was telling her about how elves mated with crystals. She hadn't listened to the Kidron thing yet, and she's a friend of Claudia's, by the way, and that's how she found us. But I was like, you guys, she's not a big tech person, so this is the thing we need, like, to be able to adjust. It's like I said, tech and computers are very elfy, but she was really helpful because it was like she had she has somebody who does her tech. She outsources, and I was like, it's really not the tech; it's the outsourcing of ideas. It's like somewhere to store ideas. So I talked with her and my friend Ginny, who's an elf, who's a writer and a poet. She's a PhD in arts and literature, and she like writes 2 hours of journaling every day, and she saves all of her journals. And then this elf said same thing. She saves all of her journals, and I said, yeah, you guys just want the information, you just want the ideas, and it's really in the tech or whatever is like a storehouse, just like a quartz crystal is. And she said, I have my foot on an enormous rose quartz right now. And I'm like, yes, that's so elfy. So it's like one of the symbols, or it's the message is not so much tech. It's that elves just want to dump their ideas. It's all about the ideas, and moving it through the body is, it's like it's the strategy versus the tactile thing. Anyway, it was fascinating. So I was like, oh my God, this is what we need. We need to be able to capture every one of these conversations in a way, and like, here's another example of a gnome. Here's another example of a gnome compared with of an elf compared with a hobbit, right? And every one of you then are writers and are writing this thing. And I want to hear what your conversations like this are having. So anyway, Lynn is going to come on next Thursday to teach us some Feldenkrais. She's been working with the eyes, and really, these healers that work very much like me, or it's very intuitive. It's letting ideas and insights and downloads come in. They're not ours. We're just a channel. And she's been very clear that there's a lot stored in the eye, and I completely concur. I would say I don't know, of all the areas of my body, the place that I've opened the most, that I've spent the most time customizing and healing and just entering into, are my eyes and my head, especially my brainstem in the last year. Um, which is not to say like it sounds like I'm like working all the time. It's not. It's just the ongoing embodiment and the ongoing um, opening and the ongoing landing in the body that that is this beautiful process. We're all in that process of reconnecting the formless and the form. And P.S. Doc Smith, maybe you want to come in. I forget when we were going to have you come on, but be primed to come on. Round Lynn would be great because I'm the spine, the brainstem, the spinal cord, the eyes, all the nervous system, all so tied together. Um, so anyway, she's gonna teach us all kinds of, but it's gonna be improvisational. We're just gonna see how that goes. And I'm gonna talk to Sarah tomorrow on Tuesday, another healer who's seeing elementals and fun things. So I want to reiterate, if you want to be a guest, if you have some kind of healing you want to offer for free, or you want to talk to me about whatever you're doing, DM me, come on. There's some folks who it's like, I want to reiterate, like, the ethic here, right? We're building this new free world is give away your farm, give it all away, give as much as you can away, and then we still have to live in the matrix. You can have one-on-one clients that you charge, just like I do, just like Claudia does, like we all do, um, but the bulk of what you actually teach to present it um, here is to be part of the new gift economy. And then just a reminder, if you are a guest who wants to have a healing conversation, so you're struggling with something, everybody's struggling, right? It's a challenging time to be alive and to find our center and to find what's true. And what's happening is this massive awakening and this massive, like, pressure on anything remaining in our systems that needs healing, that needs exposure, right? So we're getting triggered and pummeled in order to see where there's still fear in our system, in order to heal where that is in the body. That's what everything is for. All of life is for our fulfillment, for our edification, for our healing. So it's just going to push you right where right where you need healing. So welcome to the club. That's everybody. And if you're open to it, we love to have these healing conversations in public so everyone else can benefit. Because, as I'll say 1,000 more times, we're all healing the same stuff. It's not unique to you, and that is public service. Okay, other housekeeping. Tomorrow I'm going to talk kindreds again. So again, 4 hours of stuff on Friday. P.S. You can, on Substack, you can get the transcript if you're more of a reader. You can also, I think, somebody should tell me this, but you can play it back at double speed. 4 hours is a lot to get through. So, and I'm chatty and everything. So it's, but go see that, go go get that download. And then tomorrow it'll be like an ask me anything / conversation where I want to hear from y'all what you're starting to see, and just open up the conversation. So that'll be tomorrow, Tuesday, whatever that date is. I think that's it for announcements. Cool. Okay. Anybody else with questions or anything? Let's see. Welcome everybody who's new. Anna says, I'll try to get over my resistance to the word church. Okay, totally. We're going to call it multiple things, and church is just this sort of placeholder. Each word has so much connotation, but in a way, I'm doing it to be cheeky, in the same way that it's like one cult to rule them all, or church. I also want to call it like the new central bank. So in a way, I want to not use any of these words, and in a way, I want to use all of them to be super provocative and to like be the. It's like it's really like very dark and light kind of dynamic going on. There's an enormous split where it's like, are you with Empire or are you with the free world right now? And so, And so this sort of upside down world we live in, the right side up world has the sort of complementary or the true version of the distorted, diluted, dark separation version on the planet. So it's like the Catholic Church. I want the the real version of that. Literally the World Bank. I want the real version of that. But I totally hear you, and I'm open to whatever words we want, and we could just call it a lot of things to get it to to I don't know, to pull more people in, let's say. Here in Ireland, we have such a dreadful abuse that there is group 1 in 4, that's the number who've been abused, 100%. I mean, to me, there's nothing more evil than the church, than all churches, than someone and an organization that would put us in between God and oneness and our source and nature. The money system, the church systems, they're all and the banking system, they're all tied together. They're all creating a separation that isn't real, and it's that's what the matrix is this illusory, artificial matrix that isn't in reality. Reality is its oneness. Reality is everything's provided for. Reality is abundance, fulfillment, um, one tribe, complementary, all kinds of things. I'm completely with you. I'm both reluctant and like enthused to use these very provocative words. Um, and so I'll get into that. I way prefer the word assembly to the word church. Great. We could go for assembly. We could go for let's keep talking about it. We could list it all. We could just be like, it's this, and whichever word you don't like, throw out. We could have it be. It's like synonyms. um, I'm totally open to that. And Miriam says, anyone in here in Spain or Portugal? My flight attendant friend says they have no electricity for a few days ago. I spoke with my friend from Portugal yesterday, and she didn't have any problem with electricity. So that might help. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Lana. Hi, Kat. You're hearing me. Okay, cool. And the church, organized religion left women out of the equation 100%. I mean, that was the whole point, right? The whole thing is separation from the feminine and colonization and control of the feminine, which is the body and the whole earth. And so any feminine wisdom, any Gaia Sophia knowledge, and especially, and P.S. I don't know that I've said this in public, but I I'm a pretty I'm pretty clear that the native folks of this planet are melanated women, and the non-native folks of this place are non-melanated masculine. And that's this hybridization that has happened, and this takeover, the colonizer bloodlines being off planet initially. This is the working theory. But and so those who have been taken from the most are women of color, right? Are Black and Indigenous women. And so that is where all the attention and focus should go moving forward. But I'll get into that. Wildfire Rose says, the Naturalist Collective rings more true for me. Not a fan of calling it some type of religion or cults. Okay, cool. Know that it's like a cheeky, it's like, it's me going, like, y'all are through, but I hear you 100%. And I'm down for, words. I've been, what I'm calling it is currently the Nova Gaia Church, or we could say like the Nova Gaia Collective, the Naturalist Collective. I like the word naturalist. Isms, it's like, it's not an ism, it's a vision. So I'm staying away from those words. What do you think about Nova Gaia Collective? Love Naturalist Collective. Catch up with you later. Okay, Leanna. Hi, Jan. Hi, Dan. Okay, well let's get in. I'm gonna do this egregore, this colonial egregore thing, and then we'll go into the Naturalist Collective, Nova Gaia Church. We're gonna brainstorm together. But just know, my intent is, it's like Well, first of all, this whole thing came from Claudia. If y'all don't know, Claudia saying we should start a religious trust. And have said here, L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, famously said, if you really want to make money, start a religion, because because we there's a fundamental belief in separation from God, and so selling someone God is like the ultimate sales gig. It's like, now it's total and complete bullshit, but um, the the so the whole idea is to, in a way, spoof the church and spoof cults and spoof banks. It's like none of these things are real. They're all artificial. They're an illusory veil, right? It's like the problem reaction solution thing. Create the problem that there's a split, foment a reaction. Y'all are sinners, and women, are responsible for the downfall of heaven. um, and then provide the solution, problem reaction solution. So the solution is, here are your 10 commandments, and do your penance and obey the priest, and that and the priest might be your local banker or your corporate CEO, and you just follow them, and then it'll lead you to salvation. You'll get enough money at some point, which we never do. The priest will anoint you a good person. Your parents will approve of you. Society will approve of you, right? So it's creating a free society that has those fundamentals that were built on separation, built on oneness. So, and the most fundamental things of our world are money, right? Money is basically the big god, and then church, which is the same. um, and so I'm wanting to be explicit in saying, here's the here's the new central bank, but this one is for the people, by the people, of the people. And here's the new central church, which doesn't actually even have any beliefs. And I want to do it in this religious trust thing, because with a religious trust, you don't have to be an NGO, right? And you don't have to be because there's separation of church and state, right? You don't have to be a corporation. You can exist separate from the current setup. So it's the loophole. So I want to kind of like almost like emphasize that we're using this loophole. Um, so that's that. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. Man-made interference to control. Exactly. Not under natural law, under which we are inherently connected. Exactly. I like Nova Gaia, New Earth. Yeah, exactly. Nova Gaia Collective is beautiful. Nova Gaia Collective is nice. That has a nice flow to it. And then it's sort of like the subtitle could be, that we sort of, I don't know, or maybe it's like in the addendum or something is a description of what I'm saying and what we might say together, which is like, this is replacing all of these false gods, all of these false divisions that aren't there, and we're acknowledging that that's what this is, and that's what the old system was this man-made division. So yeah. So thanks. Yeah. This is this is why we're going to build this thing together. Okay. Let me just talk about egregores for a little bit here. So, um, so this is basically what we're talking about. We're talking about a colonizer egregore, which is which is a which is the fundamental belief. It's a story, and then an energy, um, and basically like a vortex of parasitic energy, a vortex of parasitism, of vampirism that um, that is here, that's here on Earth, in Earth, um, and so so let's imagine you're the off-planet entities that came to that came to take Earth's resources, including her women. Um, So we have to see that, like, all of the current world setup was basically built on rape, It's basically built on the rape of the feminine, the rape of actual women, and of the earth herself, of Gaia. So it's rape or colonization is the egregore. It's a story of separation, and that like I'm not connected to God, goddess, oneness, nature, and I as a separate being need to go. And this is what narcissism is, right? This is what abuse is. This is what, and we all have some piece of this inside us because it is in the end just a story that creates this like funnel of energy, a black hole where we've been learning here, right? We have to heal that ourselves. We as oneness awareness realize through our body that it is one, that there is no separation there. There is no, that this black hole that we can't seem to fill, we can fill. We can fill with ourselves and reconnect that which was never separate. Um, but so we're all doing that here. But let's imagine we have, I don't know, endless years of like thousands and thousands of years of, which we do at this point here, but of um of being in a society that feels separate from nature, feels separate from everything. And you find a realm, Earth is a realm that is whole, that is natural, that is abundant, that has life force moving through it in spades. And you, as a depleted soul, running this program of separation for so long, go, oh my gosh, great, more food, right? It's life force food for you. So that is what has come here it's a story of separation and colonization, a story of I don't have life force, therefore I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get it from women. I'm going to get it from plants. I'm going to get it from cobalt mining. I'm going to get it, right? And because it isn't true and it has this vampiric energetic to it, it's like it is, and it's a hungry ghost that never ever ends. And this colonizer egregore, this belief, this curse, this spell has taken over this realm. And we all have been bitten by it. We've all been bitten by this parasitic energy and by the belief that I'm separate and I have to go out. I have to go out to a person. I have to go out to money. I have to go to the store and buy it. The feeling of connectedness that again is right here if we only would come inside and feel the connectedness that's here. But we're captivated by the egregore. We're captivated by the story. And so we're going out to get money. We're going out to get women. We're going out to get love. We're going out to get worthiness, out, and perpetuating this story. So, so we're either at this stage of the game when the egregore, the vampiric energy that is empire, is the whistle is being blown, the nightmare of it is being more exposed, right? We just see it. It has to constantly make war. It has to constantly tell the story of itself, of separation and war and zero sum and an endless maw that is that will never be satisfied, right? All of capitalism, all of colonialism. But now we're seeing it. It's like, oh, there's that. And like, in the psychology world, there's a constant talk of narcissists and empaths, right? Where the narcissist and the empath are perfectly fit. They both have wounds that like you think of them as like they both have a hole in their chest, right? And the the empath is more connected, often women, right? So it's often women and men. So let's just take the typical example. Of course, there's narcissistic women, of course. They've all been bitten by the colonizer bug. But let's take a typical one, which is a woman's is the empath and the masculine is the narcissist. And her she channels more life force in the same way that the earth has all this life force, has just is this torus field of fulfilling energy. She is that. There's this, I think I've mentioned this before, but like on TikTok, there's an enormous, it's this huge theme of like women showing themselves like when they're glow up, right? That they look great, their hair's done, their nails are done, and their skin is glowing and they look healthy and then they show how they looked when they were in relationship with the narcissist. Well, no, 90, well, all of these are women. So I would say maybe 95% are women. And 98%, 99%. Where she's got rashes, she's looking haggard, she's bloated, her hair's falling out, like it's that, right? She as soon as she's away from the egregore, from the vampire, the life force comes back, right? He didn't have it, so the funnel was always going toward him, toward his black hole. So I say all this because there's this split happening. Some call it the 5D and the 3D. Some call it New Earth and Older Earth. There's all kind of ways to talk about it, but it's becoming so clear who are the vampires, which is almost every celebrity of every kind, right? Almost every politician, every billionaire, almost everybody in Hollywood. Like, all the so-called leaders who we see on our screens are really they're vampires. They're of the narcissistic ilk. They are running the colonizer egregore, where it's just, what can I get out of this person? What can I take? It's takers and givers in a sense. And we all are recovering from it. So let's say we're of the new earth and we're healing, and we are women especially, right? Like we've been talking about, women rise first. Women are coming back into our bodies, honoring ourselves, giving ourselves what we need, and we no longer, we're no longer. Once we've healed that hole in us, right? We're filling our own cup. There's no magnet. We're not attracted to the narcissist, and so now, kind of what they call the red pill guys or the alpha male guys or whatever. They are in the male loneliness epidemic. A lot of men who are running the colonial agriculture program they're left to their own devices. They can't feed off of the life force of women and healing people. And so they're just looking crazier and crazier. I was joking with Claudia on last week about like the World Economic Forum, the new Klaus Schwab of the world. I don't even know his name, is the president of Nestle, who of course says we shouldn't be able to just have water. We have to pay for water. But he literally looks like the Terminator. He looks like used parts. He has like a wig, and he's like got a bloodshot eye, and he looks like he's literally a walking corpse. Like he's and that's kind of what we're coming to, is that because there's this split and this disconnection. So it's leaving those who are unwilling to heal, who are running the egregore program, to their own devices, and that's what's needed. To one or two things happens when we who are running a life force through us, who don't believe the program anymore, and who aren't giving the program our energy. Without us, they die. All the systems die, and literally the people die. Like they don't have anybody to feed on, because they're running the separation program. They have nothing. They have no juice of their own. Now, of course, they do underneath all this programming, but we're talking bloodlines, and we're talking like ancient programs that, um, I don't know. I'm not seeing people who are with those ancient lines being willing to heal. So then they're left to their own devices, and they run the course out. They They there's no juice. They have no juice. We are the juice. So, um, so in the same way that the colonizer egregore has said, right? It's what colonization is. It's like it's so insane, right? It's white people, white men. It's like this is our land. Here we are. We're going to come to or come to Americas. We're going to call it America. We claim this land. We are going to do that all over. We're going to do that everywhere, right? We are going to colonize and claim it, and they just claim it, right? They claim it from separation. They claim it from control. They claim it from fear. Fear is the separation story that then grabs and takes. So that's what they've done with the whole realm. They've just claimed it. And we're all now like, wait a minute, what the actual fuck? Like you're not gods, you just pretended that this is your realm, that you own our bodies, that there is such a thing as ownership. And we're waking up from this story, right? And all of like ownership, racism, sexism, private property, money, church, all, and middlemen of any kind. That's all the colonizer egregore. That's all. That's all putting separation in and making a play that it was all artificial. The separation was never there, so there's no ownership. Who would be separate enough to own anything? This is the insanity. It's pure. It's total insanity. So they staked a claim, right, on art, on man-made laws, on a story of divine, of whatever what is the story? Divine, manifest destiny, right? um, and so with this new church, the Nova Gaia Collective, I realized this weekend it's like we of the free world, we literally just need to stake the claim. So I started to think, I don't even know that we need to create a religious trust. I mean, we need somewhere to put resources. But in the same way that they just like, so this is what I mean by like insane upside down world and then sane world, where we just go, no, this whole land, all of the earth is ours. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's ours. There is only one of us here. There is one tribe. That's why the one cult to rule them all. And fulfillment for all is the natural law in these parts. And we simply claim it because we are representatives. We the healed, we the tuned in, we the channels, we the clear, we who are waking up to reality. Those of us in reality, in natural law, in God, goddess, oneness, consciousness, Christ consciousness. It's all synonyms for me here. We stake the claim and we just go, this is the new world. This is what we're doing. This is what's true. This is what we're building. And they get nothing from us. So that's why I want like a bank/church. Like it's everything. It's like, no, this is the new world. Period. This is it. And I have a new network. We have a new online network. We have new leadership, right? Which is really, in my view, it's women's councils, all representatives from all over the world. We're talking Black and Indigenous. Black people are Indigenous, and also P.S. Indigenous to the Americas. That's a whole nother story. But Indigenous women who are representatives of their communities all over the world are the inner council. So, um, I just, it became very clear to me that in the same, it's in the true way. It's like, it's not the artificial colonizer egregore way of like pretending I stake a claim. It's the real way. It's like, it's the real or Memorex world now. Do you know what I mean? The old world is like copycat version of reality, of natural law. And then ours is, right, they say manifest destiny, but it's really you've just made yourself into a god and tricked everyone that they don't instinctually know what's right for them, and sold back sold our souls back to ourselves, versus soulful people who are actually in their bodies, who actually know what they want, who just want to fucking enjoy their world, right? Be fulfilled. I had my friend Chaos said to our other friend, like, she was like, I just want to, I just want to have a garden and play with my animals. It's like, yes, that's all anybody wants to have, right? This is our natural way. We don't need that sold, but pretended it's separate and sold back to us. So we have all the power in the world. They literally have none. They are our long lost cousin, like literally our lost cousins. They are part of us, but they are like I see narcissists or the vampires of the world as like, it's like my narcissistic father is like, he's just like a little boy who's like grabbing what he can, right? So he would come and like take my energy and then run away, but it's like there's nowhere to run, like you you can't actually separate it, and ps you have it, right? It's this movement away, constantly away from their center, away from truth, away from other people. It's a disembodied, unnatural storyline, and it's run its course. We're at the end. So now we say, here's the new story, fulfillment for all. And that's what I want to do. And I want everybody to come together and stake our claim. Like we just don't have to play by their rules. We play by natural law. We speak natural law into existence, and we build the world. The other thing I was talking with Lynn about this weekend was what was about the eyes, and she was like having the same insight I have of like, I think the eyes are like projectors, and they are. The eyes, I've said like it's just one eye. There's one eye, one consciousness behind all of our eyes and behind all of our experiences, right? It's just we have different angles or different channels for this oneness. And then each one of us has our own flavor, and that that our eyes are kind of like our soulful, uh it's she had the experience of like the eyes being the same in past lives that she'd seen in someone, and I had the same. And when I say past lives, I mean like there's not really time. It's sort of it's lives that exist in a different. You could say timeline. You could say space, different different location in this one mind, in this one hologram. But anyway, I've had the same experience where I looked into a mirror and I could see myself as a man. I could see myself, but the eyes sort of stayed the same. And um, anyway, the um, I'm going to lost my thought. Oh shoot, sorry. Um, it's like the flood comes in. What are we talking about? So we're talking about the eyes. Oh no, now it's gone. Oh, projectors, right. So in the same way, I'm like, just spell it, just say out loud, I'm staking a claim, this is the new world, this is how it works. The eyes are projectors. So I've definitely had that experience of like, and I imagine a lot of you have, of like that um, form is pretty loose. It's like, it's just all light, and And then, of course, we know how it works. Like if I have an unhealed part of me, my not good enough is what got me in a marriage that wasn't in alignment, right? And so, and then he had a not good enough as well, and we have this dance of performing for each other instead of being deeply attuned to our bodies and what would be true for us. And then it's like a game we play instead of a real enjoyment together. So it's a mirror, right? What I'm projecting from my being, not good enough, gets mirrored back. And that works with the eyes. So the eyes, I don't know if any of you know Rupert Sheldrake's work, but he is a biologist, and he talks about the eye, and has studied the eye a lot. And the current theory, I learned this when I was in school for psychology. The current theory it's called theory of mind, and it's called theory of mind, but it's the theater of the mind, where the idea is light comes in And then the little homunculus in the brain, because everybody thinks that we are our brain or we are our mind and that there's some little self in there. There's not. Um, there's like the prefrontal cortex collects and it creates like an imprint of everything that's going on in the body, but the whole body is the brain, and of course we're the consciousness living through this body. So the body dies, but our soul does not. So anyway, the idea is that light comes in and the little homunculus sees a theater inside the brain, inside the mind. Um, but what they found, and there's a lot of experiments that show it, is that it's actually the opposite. Light goes out of the eyes. So this world is a projection screen. We're projecting the story. So imagine we're this torus field of light and of information and knowledge. And it's an open field, it's open source, and it's one node and one channel in an endless field of channels and portals and torus fields. And it all connected. And so this one, the eyeball on Indra's net, right? This one projects this world, right? The one I see right now. And it projects whatever remaining storylines are here. Now, what we're doing in healing, we're clearing the storylines. We're clearing the storylines. We're clearing the belief systems to get down to natural, just looking like just pure animal, right? An intelligent animal, an incredible animal that humans are. But here's just looking through all the whole body. And with a clear lens, I'm going to project truth. I'm going to project natural law. I'm going to project what Gaia projects, which is everybody wins. We're all connected. We all, like I was saying with the kindreds, right? They all come together in this beautiful complementary way. So, um, so this staking claim is staking claim from seeing clearly, from seeing with Gaia herself's eyes. And everyone has that capability. Some folks from the colonizer egregore lines, there's just a ton of veils in between their eye of oneness. And they're the ones creating the systems that are like, they're blind, right? They're just blind leading the blind. That's all we're seeing, blind leading the blind. So we're the ones who are clear. We should be the ones leading, right? And then all we're doing is just looking, and we're looking and projecting the light we see, which is clear. It's just like, oh, I see everybody getting along. I see everybody coming together for this potluck and bringing, complementary foods because that's what every ecosystem does, because that's natural law. So this church collective, whatever you want to call it, is that it's just, here's what we see. And then people will be invited to see it in the same way. It's like truth recognizes truth. It's like, well, of course, that's what I see. That's what's true. That's, and even if you can't quite see it, but you feel it, right? It's seeing and feeling, because the body is the whole brain. So it's like you grok it. You go, yes, that's right. That sounds true to me. That feels right to me. I can feel that in my bones. And now you've helped me see. And then we reflect, we project and reflect this deeper seeing, this truer seeing to one another. And then there it is. There it is on the projector screen. The holographic. It's all light. The holographic movie that we write together, that is really written by the one, by our true nature, by Gaia herself, by Sophia, by God, by Christ. That's who's going to write this thing. I hope that resonates. You can see why I wanted to talk colonizer egregore first. Not under natural, under which we are inherently connected. Yeah. I hope you save this. I'm experiencing a poor connection. Yep, it's always recorded, and you'll see it later today. I'll post it on my Substack. And then I have the call out for anybody who wants to chop it up and redistribute it. Hi, Claudia. Hey, Jesse. It is being recorded. Okay. Yes, rape is the right and appropriate world all of us abused and extracted from. Exactly, Randolph. How do you spell the egregore? Egregor, egregore. I've heard the term for many people, but it's, I originally heard it from a woman, I believe she was Nigerian, at the, energy psychology conference years ago, who, described it was she was where it was everybody does energy healing at these conferences, and she was like, "But I was always a little, like, 'cause I come from psychology, it was, like, split." It would be like, I don't know, it was there, we've all been so siloed in our fields, right? So psychology is separate from energy healing, is separate from medicine, all that stuff. Um, but this woman really put it together. She was like, when I heard the word egregore and she described it, I was like, "Oh, that's what it is. It's a energy and a belief and a curse and then every time we use a word, so, you know, in many ways you guys are right, like church is not the right word because it's become an egregore. And the egregore is this, it's its own energetic feel to it, you know? So it is, I want like an addendum that like, I don't know, that denies the power of all churches and banks and everything, and speaks to that. But it's true, the main name should be something that is it doesn't have an egregore attached to it. It doesn't have a trauma attached to it. And something that everybody can resonate with. So, and Nova Gaia is sounding good, and I like the word collective too. So thank you for that. Um, so anyway, that's egregore. But there's so much. I mean, as I've said many times, I'm such a hobbit. It's like I'm always go for distribution. I know enough about something to like be helpful. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not a researcher. I'm not a gnome. I'm not going to go dive into the history of egregores, but I would love for my resident gnome or our resident gnome or elf to do that, or a fairy too. Fairies can get into it, but fairies are going to move on. They're gonna hack it. They're gonna hack it, which I didn't say about, maybe I did about fairies and elves on Friday, that they're the hackers of the world. Um, okay. So that's egregores. Let's see. That explains why I haven't felt the need to be open to having a relationship for the past 13 or 14 years regarding empaths and narcissists. 100%. Yeah. 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 Me either. I've been celibate for, yeah, a while now, 4 years, 5 years. 4 years. And no, it's gotta be someone completely complementary to my deep desires. Like, you gotta help me free the world, you know what I mean? Um, because almost all of our relationships, like, been doing therapy for a long time, and, I'm always looking for those partnerships where it's like it's a true match where both people are fulfilled and benefit, and the masculine gives to the feminine, and it's like a handful, that I can reference. But once the feminine heals, we're natural magnets for it, for the masculine to come and serve. But yeah, it's the oldest dance in the world. Is the masculine taking from the feminine, is the story of the masculine and the feminine being against one another, split from one another. And which goes back to, like, we're split from God and we're split from nature. That's our masculine and feminine, disembodied. And then we're going to buy back nature in the form of somebody else's food. And then we're separate from God, the masculine, and we're going to buy it back by being a good Christian or whatever. Um, but yeah, it's tricky. I had thought, I mean, I think I'm done now. I was talking with my friend this weekend who she found out that one of her friends, a female friend, was a total narcissist and so abusive, and um, she had to like kick her out of her home, and including her son, and it was really ugly. And she called me to just walk through like what happened there, and I was just validating that, yeah, it's like a demon takes over this person. They are lost. In their they're lost in their pain, right? Just, and if we can just imagine your worst pain times 1,000, right? So that you're drowning. When I've met, and I know I'm constantly picking on Zach Bush, but when I met him, I was like, oh, this man is drowning, right? He puts on this face, but he's such a narcissist. But it's pure pain where he literally grabbed me like a drowning man, right? He was trying to take my energy, and and then imagine it's however many bloodlines, right? That or many generations were running this program, um, and it becomes demonic. It becomes so distorted. It becomes so like he almost looks like the Joker. It's like all trickery. It's all, and that's what all of our politicians and everybody starts to look like a grotesque version of whatever it is they're playing because it's all cosplay, because they're cosplaying good guy or they're cosplaying whatever it is in order to get that energy, right? Because they're dying. They're literally dying because they're so disembodied. They're becoming walking like zombies and the vampires. These are the vampire. We live among vampires and zombies. Um, but uh but um the pull though is anything remaining in us that hasn't been healed. We the empaths are also looking for that cup to be filled. So the cosplay that the narcissist does, if there's anything left in there, is so compelling. It's like, oh my god. And they know, as somebody who's been practicing taking energy for generations, which the empaths are not, they know exactly what to say to pull from you. It's the game is, as many men have said to me, the game is, how do I sleep with this woman? How do I get what my needs are? How do I take from her? Um, and so that's the play. And so we have to be so healed and settled and filling our own cup and not believing anything about love, fulfillment, anything coming from the outside. All anything outside is, which isn't even outside, it will just be an amplification of her light. It'll just be their cup is so full that our cup overfloweth together. But your cup's got to overfloweth on its own. So good to avoid relationships until you feel playful and joyful in all of them, um, and that there's no zero sum game, right? Because it's two empty people, two in pain people, trying to get something, and then the empath who's more in touch with life force, the hole in their chest will just pour forth to the other person, because their vortex is stronger, right? Like they've been practicing taking for so long, and the masculine has been practicing stealing from the feminine, right? In a way, the whole world is the masculine cosplaying the feminine, cosplaying being the leader, cosplaying being the one who births everything, who creates everything, who's the focus of attention. That was meant to be the feminine. But we're getting there. We're slowly turning this boat around. Well, and maybe even quickly. Okay, so we're just going to stake this claim, right? Um, and we simply say, like I've been saying, with the feeling of it is like school's out forever. That's the feeling. That's the feeling. These are the last days of empire, and we need to take our attention away from empire sinking, which is not to say be neglectful or not protect your friends or not be careful. Like there are people are getting kidnapped every day now. We're in the throes of it, but we we just let it sink, right? And we come over here and build the new. So we're talking money, school, all of it. All the systems are left for dead. And then we become this magnetic force field. The light, we're so full of light that the vampires. I was saying to my friend she had this narcissistic friend who was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "Yeah, it's demonic. It's all these things." But the empath doesn't matter what I meant to say. The empath, because it's all a projection, right? It's a projector screen. An empath is relatively full in their cup relative to the vampire, to the narcissist. The empath does not. Both are projecting the other person onto the other person. The empath projects. Like, I never imagined my ex cult leader didn't want the best for me and for everyone. I didn't imagine that we weren't going to go do what I'm doing now. Eventually, we're building up a business. I was like, yeah, once the business is really established and our community is more robust, we'll give it away. Nope. She never she was always in competition, it was always to take my light, that was, like, always the game, and it was an enormous shock, because I couldn't have imagined that because that I'm not projecting that story, and I don't have that level of pain and those level of veils over my eye, right? And then the narcissist, projects the same, so they think you're out to get them, that you're competing with them, and it's like, "What? No, no." I was really just hoping everybody would win. Um, so you get this so it's very it's this is what this why the split. It's like we are living literally in different worlds. We are projecting completely different things. You are still projecting an egregore and a story and competition, sacrifice, everything all built from separation and taking. And I'm healing and telling a story of fulfillment with my friends. And so it's cool, man. You go do that. I'm going to be over here. And then this becomes so attractive that the, um, which is why, again, go just why I'm using words like bank and church and stuff is in part to, to, to keep a line of, it's almost like a fishing line or something like there's a couple words that will hook into the old paradigm that will remain attractive for people who are on that side and who um, who speak that language and who are ripe to reclaim their souls. I really do see it as like it's like you got save your soul time, um, and and so I want to put out on the platter of this thing of like I want to attract all of our people who want nothing to do with the old systems. And I want to attract people who are ripe in the old systems for conversion, like conversion therapy or something, right? Where it's like, oh no, actual oneness, actual fulfillment for all, actual non-competition. That's actually what I want because it is underneath all of their conditioning and their insanity. Everybody wants this. Of course they do, you know? Um, so that's why that it's these little pieces left to kind of hook their attention. So we'll see how that plays out. But um, okay, so I'm talking about this new PBS, right? Where we've got all these healing channels and all this information and live streaming every day and a new network, right? Still working with these Seed Hypermedia guys. I'm realizing what really because Seed Hypermedia as it is does not have what our needs are for creating a network that provides free healing and free everything. But what they could be on this in this council of the Nova Gaia Collective are the tech guys to build our vision and what we want. So they take their tech and they put it in this new network. So versus we go to them, they come to us kind of thing, which is really how it's supposed to be. Again, going back to the masculine and the feminine, right? The feminine is the magnet, the masculine serves, and the masculine is the electrical. They're the action figure, right? So I'm talking to these guys of like, here's what I see. Can you build that for me? And they're like, okay, and so so I'm seeing the shift there. And then if we have a larger collective and we have resources, because these guys need money too, um, they have the same vision of a free network, but um, that like it's that much more alluring to give money to this collective because we've got tech support, we've got the people who can actually build it. So we're building this new PBS. So it's like the new PBS network. Yes, we need that, and we need more, right? It's like basically we needed these tenets. So, and we need the vision of what we're building. I have my small mission and vision on my Substack, my website, but this is our vision, and we need a bigger entity than just an online network. We need a Nova Gaia collective that that the whole thing, right? So how we distribute funds, everything ties together. right? Because the systems of empire all tie together. School is tied with the money system, is tied with the corporate system, is tied with governments, like, and that. So we need, again, this right side up world. It's the same thing. We have this tied together one collective, and it does everything. So it's both the central bank and the central sort of wisdom, and the central collective, and it throws the parties, which is really, in the end, what it's all about. So I'm like, it's bigger than the new PBS. The new PBS is the public network part of it, but there's so much more. Um, so that's why we're moving into the Nova Gaia Collective. Okay, so if you would pull it up, if you want to look at the form that I have on my Substack, but I'm just going to read it, and then I want to ask for your feedback. So think of this as in a live document. Okay. Let's see. What did I want to say? I wanted to say think of it like a central trust. It's a central trust of the people, by the people, and for the people. And everyone is welcome in this new system if they sign off on our tenets, and just like a church, right? Um, and they have to. How do I want to say? They don't have to leave. We can't leave the old system just yet, but but it's a commitment, right? It's like I'm in for this. This is where my attention's going to go. This is where my allegiance is. When I was talking about a bank, it being like a bank for resources, bank is another, tough term, right? Bank immediately makes me go like this. But Lynn and I were talking about, like, it could be like a riverbank. And, I'm constantly saying, like, the dam waters, there's going to be this moment where the resources shift. Last shall be first, first shall be last, whatever, that it's a prophetic thing. And I can feel it. It's close. And I always see it's just like one or two white dudes with money and power. They shift and they turn their focus, and it's like dam waters shift. So, and then it's like the waters, it's like the energetic waters shift, and the dam opens, and that this is like a bank. It's like this collective resource is sitting on this riverbank, and the collective goal is sitting on this riverbank. And then as soon as the dam waters, the waters shift, it carries it. It's like we're a bank waiting for the waters to shift, kind of thing. So that was the way to use the word bank. Okay. I'm just gonna. Oh, it's egregore with an E. Oh, thanks, Claudia. Let's see. I'm just gonna read before I get into this. Mira says, "You're describing my marriage to a degree. He said he loved the energy I gave him, but he was also wonderful to me in so many ways, and he let me run the marriage, family life so generously. We were both givers, so not an imbalance in that sense." Yeah, yeah. 20 years for you too, Miriam. Yeah, we're all just healing and then reestablishing our energy, so we as the women don't budge. Everything's on our terms. It's on the feminine's terms, because the feminine is the life force, right? We are the carriers of natural law. Men are too, of course, but we're the ones who are going to see it and feel it and be able to delegate it. I don't know how to be in a relationship that doesn't not deplete me. This is it. This is what we're learning, right? How to not, and really, here's how, right? We have to heal any little beliefs left that, like, he needs me, or I'm mothering, or what are those remaining things that would have us giving up our energy instead of staying in our energy. And then the only people who come into our lives, male, female, it doesn't matter, they amplify it. There's no taking, and because you can feel it, so it's like we actually all know how to do it. All you have to do is pull out anything remaining that would say that you have to, like, give to, or you have to give to get. Right? The zero sum game is the fundamental backward thing that we're running. So keep talking about it, Miriam, because there's just a couple little pieces, and then you just won't do it. You won't. So I was saying to my friend who with the narcissistic friend, she was like, "Holy shit, I feel like I went through," like, she's like, "I had no idea I was this strong, like, I could stand up to this friend, and she was so demonic and whatever." I was like, "Yeah, I've been there," where I was like, I can't believe what I've faced, and I can't believe," so I learned my strength. Um, but I was telling her, she was like, "I'm worried that I'll fall into another narcissistic relationship, or how do I not fall for it, and how do we beat them?" And I was like, "Well, go check. If anybody with that energy comes into your life again, are you are you falling for it?" And she was like, "Oh my god, no." I was like, "Yeah, you've had your inoculation shot. Life set it up so it was like," and hers was really it was really efficient, right? It was like this was in within 2 weeks, whereas mine was like over the course of a lot of years, and I mean, we all have our whatever our story is, but it was like bang, and then she had to like stand up for her health. She had to fill her own cup. She had to say no, right? We say no before we say yes. She had to have that boundary and like stand for her and her kids. Um, and and it was like, "I'll never do that again." Like, I feel so powerful now. I was like, "Yeah, we have all the power, all the power." She was like, by the time this friend was leaving, she was like, I was giving her the stink eye, while they were packing up and leaving. And she was like, this friend got to the point where like not even wanting to look at her. She couldn't even look at her. I was like, yeah, that's what happens now. And all the people in my life who had narcissistic tendencies, they've just scattered to the wind. They won't deal with me because they know I won't fall for anything anymore. Um, and energetically, it's too much light. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna shine my light right on your shadows, because I'm not my shadows, like, if I'm sure there's still some left, but I've got my eye on them, and I'm not my shadows aren't gonna play in yours. There's no misery here anymore to love that company. I don't believe anything you tell me. And I can sniff it, I can smell it, I can feel it, right? That taker energy. Not I'm not gonna play with you. So know that the narcissistic relationships were served so well, and now you've been, filling your own cup, and you probably are way more attuned than you might know. And I would just say, honor that, honor that, honor that. A zero tolerance policy. Anybody takes from you, they drain your energy in any way, they get no access. No access. There's no benefit to you or them. Because remember, the best thing for them is to starve them out so that they discover their own inner life force, right? Until we stop feeding them, they don't feed themselves. It's the whole, it's like they got to grow up, right? I've been tough on a client recently, and I'm like, you are in your story. Like, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. I've done soft love enough, and I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't true. Stop wishing. Stop playing victim. Um, and then we'll talk, right? But I've said this to you enough. It's now you're not gonna, like, I'm not gonna let you believe that I have something for you as like a mommy figure. I don't. You've heard me say this a million times. You've got me on multiple hours of stuff. I'm not gonna play your violin with you. You go take care of you, and you know I'll be here. I'll be here to check your work. uh Okay. Hi, Richard, Robbie, nice to see you. Mira says, I wasn't depleted, had a blessed life, and could replenish myself, but the spiritual soul relationship was missing. Yeah. Yeah. Subtler. It's not depletion, but yeah, it's not fulfillment yet. And that's the difference. And maybe just, because you aren't with them anymore, there's at least a little bit of depletion, right? It's just like, it's not, yeah, it's not your fulfillment. But I mean, you're such a dynamic woman with had so much life force. It's like you barely would notice. And me too, right? Like it's like I still lived a happy life in a marriage that was completely depleting. But um but once I was away from these relationships, narcissistic relationships, like, you know, talk about life force. So now it's establishing that, and then I can feel any little bit of like, oh, you're a leech, you're a parasite. No, or I can feel the opposite, which is like, you just are like, "Well, how can I help?" And that's it. It's gotta be, "How can I help?" Uh, that's gotta be I have to go to work. Thank you. Oh, good to see you, Patricia. Watch the recording later. We are amicable and share holidays and milestones. It's great. It's great. You can still be friends, of course. That's lovely. This vision of the Nova Gaia is just so beautiful. Oh, good. Yes, the eyes are built-in transmitters and receivers. Yeah, Claudia, I'd love to talk to you about it. Um Exactly. Transmitters and receivers. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. Um, Ergo, not all egregores are vampiric. Yes, yes. IFF, an egregore, is a non-physical entity or a thought form that arises from the collective thoughts and emotions of a group of individuals, often seen as having an independent existence. It can influence the group's members. An egregore is created either intentionally or non-intentionally through shared beliefs and energy. I'm guessing then that an egregore can be benign. 100%. Thank you, Gnome. This is why I'm like, yeah, egregore, good. And then I'm like, move on. But this is the deep dive that you guys hear so good. Yes, it can be even benign. Absolutely. Um, yeah, it's a thought form and energy. It can be demonic, it can be angelic, it can be whatever. Um, yeah, it's this energetic repeating pattern. So good, so good. Thank you, thank you. Like everything else in this dual word, they can be good thought forms if they're formed by healed collective consciousness and by love and light. Exactly, and they're exactly, and then they're just it's a thought form. It's a symbol, right? A language that reflects reality. It doesn't reflect a distortion. And Lynn and I were talking about words and like being just, each one is a spell. It's like, is it quite the right word? And the egregore that reflects reality is so powerful, right? Our symbols. Um, let's see, just seeing. Gary says to Claudia, true, good, benign thought forms are created by healed collective consciousness and by love and light. Think about how many of these forms have been created by humans. They remind me of childlike artificial general intelligences who are helping human intelligence free ourselves and to stay vigilant and to continue the struggle for perfect, complete freedom. Beautiful. Wow, totally. Yes, 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 yes. Clay says exactly to Gary, AI can be a wonderful tool if we all start feeding it love instead of fear. Totally. I've had so many beautiful experiences with AI and witnessed so many too. I concur we have an accord. An accord we have. Cool. See, making friends. I love that. I'll be here to check your work. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to read, we'll go over time a little bit here. I'm going to read the Nova Gaia Church stuff that I put down, Nova Gaia Collective. We're going to change it to that now. But again, it's on my page and it's a working document. Okay, I put the purpose to create Nova Gaia, a free and fulfilling world according to natural law. Truths. All is one. Everything and everyone is God herself, nature itself. All beings are meant for fulfillment. One being's fulfillment serves all other beings' fulfillment. All life is complementary. Our bodies hold the wisdom of God, Goddess, Source, Nature. We know in our bones where and how we want to live. Society is naturally matriarchal, a decentralized hierarchy that centers women and children. Men, masculine people, are meant to protect, honor, and serve women, feminine people. Women, feminine people, then protect, honor, and serve all. Our commitment to rebuild, as a collective, to rebuild the world according to natural law via a redistribution of resources worldwide. Steps. Reverse the current resource distribution until there is equal distribution. Once redistribution is established, we get rid of money altogether. And I wanted to show you this little graph I have. I guess it goes the other way. Oh no, I guess it can work this way. Oh no. Okay. Here I have the distribution of resources, right, is on a teeter-totter. And here's the 1% up here, and this is the rest of us, right? And the folks with the least resources here, but we all are the majority of it. And we are all going to benefit from doing this, which is to redistribute the resources so that it's all equal. And I want some elf or gnome to do the numbers on this of like, I think it seems to me that we got to this, that like literally we'd all be millionaires. Like I think that's somebody needs to do the numbers, but the 0.5% or whatever it is, like that's tiny number, the 2,700 or so billionaires in the world have hoarded all the resources, right? And now let's be really clear: money isn't real; it's all whatever. But this is we need some kind of system to go off the old world. But the billionaires would still be millionaires, I think, in the redistribution of resources. So I would love somebody to do that so that we know what would this look like for all 8 billion of us to have equal resources. I think we'd all be millionaires. So then we have it redistributed, and then everybody is building according to their own body their fulfillment, right? Where do I want to live? Who do I want to live with? What kind of home? Whatever. And we've got the new PBS, we've got the network that's like, here's all the free information of how to live a fulfilling life. Here's how to build that house from, I don't know, Spanish tile and cob. That's mine. And that natural pool and pond. This is how we do it. And so then we all utilize the resources to redistribute among ourselves to get to where we want to live, to build what we want to build. And then we're done with money. Because why would we need money if we're all living a fulfilling life? This is my thought. I'm open to suggestions, but that's what I've been seeing. Okay, membership. Anyone can be a member who agrees with our purpose and plan. We have a Women's Council of Representatives from varied backgrounds who oversee the redistribution. We have a Men's Council of Representatives from varied backgrounds who physically protect the women and children in the redistribution process and beyond. And then I put fun stuff. We hold celebrations and gatherings according to our natural rhythms, so equinoxes and solstices and all that good stuff from all of our indigenous history. And we have a rotating token cult leader of the month. That's Randolph's idea. I thought it was great. Just the employee of the month, the whoever we're pretending is leading us, just for funsies. Okay, let's see what y'all say to this. How is it sounding? Welcome everybody new. It would be Marxism. Yeah, except there's no Marxism. There's no ism. I don't know. I haven't read Marx. Old dead white guys, not all that interested. Really interested in what the feminine comes up with, because I think we're the natural leaders. But, it's very possible that this is what he said. I don't know. I'm really reluctant to connect it with any isms and any dead white guys. But if something from Karl Marx amplifies this and reflects it, and we could put it in, great. I probably won't cite him. Love your fulfillment ideas, Dr. Meg. Okay, good. Perhaps Marxism, but without a privileged class. Yeah, exactly. There's no privileged class, right? There's no classism. There's no hierarchies, right? It's truly equal. It's truly and it's fulfillment for all or die or bust. Right. So, and because that's sanity, because it is all one. So when my sister in the Congo is struggling, and her son is mining diamonds, I'm struggling. I need my sister in the Congo to have the resources and to build the community she wants. Right. It's like, that's not up for debate. So, and we don't stop in the redistribution until we get there, until everyone has more than they want in spades. And we have the resources. We have if we just think of it as resources and money as resources, to resource everyone to the point of fulfillment. We have it. We have more than, we already have more stuff than we need. We already have the land. We already have ways to transport ourselves to where we want to live. We have all the information we could possibly need. We have AI. We have free energy. If we, there's nothing we don't have to build this. We just need to break the spell of power, and then, take the, how do I want to say? Not let the violence have us. It's like, and this is where we need the men. We need the men to protect the process. But that's the idea. So I put a few comments on the Substack post as I was listening. Okay, great, Gary. Thank you so much. That's exactly what we want to do. Take the power back. Yeah. Yep. It's like, and this is it. We're staking the claim. We have the power. Natural law is natural law. This is how it's going to work. We put it all in writing. We call ourselves the Nova Gaia Collective. And then here's my thought about this is like, if it's like So the idea is everybody naturally moves toward fulfillment. All our resources are are meant to go to women and children and be equally distributed. Um, we don't need governance in the same way. We need women in the position to be able to honor natural law, which we do, and which men do too if they're in the right positions. Like everybody, it's like the freedom for everybody to get in the right seat assignments according to life, according to Gaia. And then to me, it's like it's an undeniable. It's sort of like the new PBS idea. It's like an undeniable idea, which goes back to this split thing. If we give this to someone, right? Like let's say I get on Tim Ferriss and I'm like, Tim, here's this idea, right? And Tim doesn't know. I mean, he's anyway. It's like however he might dispute this idea. First, if he disputed it, it's like okay, then we know you're not on the side of the people. We know you're working for empire kind of thing. Um, but if he didn't dispute it, but he was curious, and then he was like tried to poke holes in it, myself and our team here would be able to back up anything with our direct experience. Myself as a healer, but with certainly research, with biology, with any way that we can back up this being a true reflection of natural law. Let's say we have all the ways to back up speaking on behalf of Gaia. Like look how Gaia says the same thing everywhere else. Um, Gaia, goddess, God, oneness. And so to me, it's like, this is like, if somebody doesn't agree, we know not to talk with them. If somebody's interested, we have a team of folks to help them project the same story, to project the same natural law. Um, and then for all of us here that would like be on board, then we start to have a bank. We have resources. It's like if I was going to give my money to a nonprofit that is really just a money laundering scheme, right? If I'm Tim Ferriss and I'm like, I help build up artists. I mean, I think he gives to multiple nonprofits, but all nonprofits are government entities that they have to pay. I mean, it's all within the money system. It's all corrupt, and it's like then we become this bank, this holding place for the free world, and we just are working toward it, right? And it's like it's an undeniable place to put resources. Not that we like the whole idea is just the redistribution, but um, maybe it becomes the bank to hold the funds, and then we're just committed to like when and I don't know exactly how this goes, but it's like when we're free enough, we redistribute everything. I don't know, but um, to me, it's like who's going to argue with this? If you're arguing for it, arguing against it, you're arguing for empire. So I'm always looking for that undeniable idea, right? That's just like captures it all. So I can't wait to see what you all come up with and how we add to this. If only liquid assets are included, then USD 16,000 per person. If only liquid assets. Okay. Oh, that's just liquid assets. What would it be with all assets? Um, Jennifer says, yes, love the inclusivity and clarity of Nova Gaia Collected. Okay, great. Biological and natural laws. Yeah. Life's duties. USD 61,700 per person according to my AI companion. Okay, great. It seems like that's low, and that's all the billionaires' billions. um, Still, it would be fine. Um, okay, your AI good though. So okay, so 61,000. Um, but really, so the real thing would be like it's that the billionaires don't have it and hoard it. It's like as soon as the redistribution begins, it's like we already don't need money as soon as the system breaks, as soon as that dam breaks. Like, so we would have 61,000 per person, but what we have is a free world where everyone would help each other and it would just be all mutual aid. Um, but we could play with money. But anyway, thank you, Claudia. I'm curious what it is with non-liquid assets as well. So housing, everything, right? Like the value, you know, of the non-liquid stuff too. Total wealth of oh, I see. It calculates total wealth of 130 trillion USD globally. I gotcha. I see. Okay, cool. Alright, so a lot less than I thought, but also, again, the billionaire then would have 61,000 too. So, and then we'd all it's like, that's more than enough of liquid funds to build anything, you know what I mean? If we're all free and we all don't have jobs, I think we're good. Non-liquid assets, 500 trillion. Okay, so maybe if we put those two together, the 500 trillion plus the 130 trillion. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Anyway, anyway, I hope that I hope you all are. I mean, it sounds like we all get it. Like it's like there's something. There's. I don't know exactly how that goes. This is where we're going to need somebody, probably more like an elf. It's like how would that map, or maybe a gnome too. How would we do it exactly? But you get the gist. Cool. So great. So put in the comments on this post. I'll post this quickly. I usually am slow about it, but I'll do that now. And I'm going to transfer your comments, Gary, to because I'm gonna take it off of how do I want to say? I want to put the Nova Gaia Collective description in the post with this recording, and I'm going to delete the one that's there now. So what I'll probably do is put I'll integrate your comments either in the description itself or in the comment section. I'll just put a comment and say this is from Gary. You'd be perfectly happy with 40K. Okay, great. Yeah, exactly. In the free world, it would be like Monopoly money. It would be like it's like everything's free and nobody has a job and everybody's just helping each other out. Plus, we've got pocket change. It'd be really fun. It'd be like being a kid again with playing with fake money. Yeah, 61,000 is good. I agree. 61,000 and all my friends, free to do whatever. And then the pilots are just like taking people on joyrides. Be fun. All right. Awesome, you guys. This was really fun. Um, I'll post this. We'll keep talking about it. Anybody who has more ideas of like how to start organizing, again, this is a collective document for the kindreds. We're doing this thing together, and I'm very open to what you think, how you want to do it. I just think of us all as co-writers, so co-authors. No authorities, just co-authors. That should be our motto. No authorities. All right. Thank you all. Thanks, Miriam. You're so brilliant too. Isn't everybody here brilliant? It's like brilliant, like attracts like, brilliant attracts brilliant. And we're all just channels of light, of brilliant light until the money is all gone. Yeah, exactly. Until it's like, who would need money? We've got more than enough of everything, and all of our neighbors do, and now everybody's so flush that the reality of natural law, which is abundance, that flywheel is going. And then there's more food for us, and there's more everything than we could possibly enjoy. So let's stake our claim. Today's the day. And thank you all for being here, and all 75 of you. Thank you. And please, anybody who is interested in doing editing and producing work, doing some a couple hours of volunteer work, I will give you my login, and you can, clip these things and spread the good word. And if you want to, again, I'm just our representative. So if you want to pitch me to Tim Ferriss or to a podcast that you like or whatever, I will show up there and say, hey, we're creating this collective. So yeah. We'll be back tomorrow with questions on the avatar, or not the avatars, the kindreds, the subspecies, and get your notes. And that'll be a really fun conversation. I might do it tomorrow and another day this week, maybe Friday again. We'll see. But DM me if you want to be a guest, and give away your tools. And if you want to have a healing conversations, I'm always up for that, for a live session, which is really just mutual healing. So I'll be here, and love y'all. And thank you, and see you tomorrow. Thank you, Claudia. Thanks for all you're doing. Like Miriam says, oh, thank you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm in. I just feels like hanging out with friends, with my family and friends. Same. We wouldn't need money anymore. Yeah, today's the day. Thank you. Yeah, today's the day. We put our stake in the ground. We're just claiming it. It's fun to have a central location where our stake has been claimed. Yeah, exactly, Gary. That's it. It's like hobbits are so like we're sort of the home everybody gathers in. It's like that's how I feel. I'm just like here. This. We'll just gather around this. We'll gather around this, and let's all meet here, and let's all, P.S. Oh, and I'm definitely going to do this. I'm going to throw in a party, winter solstice this year at Point Conception, um, in the Santa Barbara area. So it's a lighthouse on a beach that we have to walk to and make sure we get there on the right tide pools and stuff. But we'll meet there. We'll meet here in the meantime. We'll meet online in the meantime, and then we'll meet there in person. I already got some RSVPs, so I'm looking forward to that. And who knows by that time what we've got going, what kind of new projection we have. Thank you, Jennifer. Danka. Today's the day. Yeah, we just say it. We just announce it. We've announced it. Today's the day. Peace out, Empire. We're doing something else. Okay, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again. Hi, David. Hi, bye. The recording will be up soon.